programmers. Anyway, what are we here for? What are we doing? Well, I'm trying to put tech back in the hobby tech name here. And I went to Value Village, and guess what I discovered? This beauty here. So this is a Inspiron, Dell Inspiron N5110. So it's pretty cool little laptop. It's, you know, it's pretty scratched up. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's very shiny. Oh, it's actually not looking that bad from this shot, but yeah, it's, you know, it's got a few dings and things, but, and the, I hate when these things don't want to, there we go. Got to put my elbow on it. Shooting a video with one hand. As you can tell, the keyboard's pretty worn, but, you know, I don't mind. It's earned it, you know. It's got the old, still got its badges, which is cool. Yeah, it's got the old i5 running Windows 7. And yeah, so I thought what we could do is, normally I walk around the whole thing and show you all the ports and stuff, but I think you guys have all seen ports before. It's got a, you know, it's got the old, basic stuff that these type of computers would have had back around 2010, I guess, somewhere around there. So let's go get into it and zoom in here and take a look at some of the things about this one. So it's running Windows 7, and let's take a look here. It's got 6 gigabytes of RAM, a 64-bit operating system, and yeah, it's pretty good. And let's take a look at that rating. That's pretty good. 5.8 experience index. Not bad at all. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, so like true to form, it's always the graphics that get the worst score, but that's actually not a bad score. Out of 7.9, that's not bad. And we're going to find out how good it is when we benchmark this thing. So we're going to do a little benchmarking today. So let's dig into this thing. We'll get this out of the way. And yeah, so we want to take a look at the device manager. I always check this because, you know, if there's usually oftentimes drivers. I just zoomed out a bit because I was noticing I was getting a little of that weird effect there. Yeah, so normally, you know, you can see if there's some drivers needed. In this case, we're all good. Device manager is clean. So what do we got here? So we're going to look at what kind of display it has. So it's running an Intel family of graphics called the HD Graphics 300 chipset. And it's got only a dedicated 64 megabytes of RAM, but it's able to share the main memory. And because it's got an i5, I think it's going to do okay. But we'll find out. I could be wrong. I haven't benchmarked this. I always like to, you know, I like to be surprised as you guys are, whether it's if it's really bad or really good. So let's zoom in on the CPU info here. So yeah, I got the old i5. It's running a 2450M, so it's a mobile Sandy Bridge, and it's got the old 2 cores and 4 threads, which I always like to have 4 threads if I can get them. 2 cores minimum though, and I don't know if the BIOS are up to date. Probably not. Don't care. I don't usually update them unless I need to. Yeah, it's got the old dual channel 6 gigabytes of RAM, and it's DDR3, which is good. Good for me anyway. And it's running 1 slot with 2, and it is the 667 megahertz. And let's take a look. That's PC3, 10700, and it's the same type, but it's not the same brand, but it doesn't matter. It's roughly the same era. Somebody must have thrown in an extra stick. And yes, Bridge. Graphics. We know it's a 3000 type. And let's take a look at benchmarking here. We got, well, benchmarks against a Core 2 Duo at running at 3.16 gigahertz, and it's almost running the same spec, except when it gets to the threading, then of course it gets better scores. So, you know, it's not awesome, but it's actually better than a lot of the computers I own. So that's cool. So let's get rid of that. And we can get rid of this because we've already looked at that. Is there anything else you want to see here? Let's take a look. I think I got my little specky going here. Yeah, there we go. So specky gives us a little bit more information. You can delve into it, but we'll just keep it on a fairly high level here. So yeah, it gives us some heat temperatures here, and it's, you know, fine. Hasn't done anything yet, so it should be running at a low temperature. Good. Yeah, it gives you some motherboard info, gives you some, you know, it's running, the resolution is 1366 by 768, which is awesome. I like that. That's a good, very good size for this size of laptop. It's got the old Western Digital hard drive and optical drive and, you know, standard audio kind of stuff. So that's that for you. Let's get that out of the way. And there's one other thing I like to always check, and that is, well, we can get rid of this. Hang on a second. I'm going to just close this other thing here. There we go. Now let's take a look at this. So this is your crystal disk info, and your crystal disk info is great because it gives you, you know, usually it'll tell you using the smart kind of predictive failure thing. It'll give you basically a rundown of if there's issues. This one looks good. So it looks like a solid hard drive, and it's been running. This is the other thing I like about it. It's been running for 616 days. And there's been a lot of power ons. So it's, you know, it's gotten real use. It's not had them sit in some closet like that other Dell I kind of inherited. So yeah, pretty good. I'm happy with that. I always like it when I don't see any obvious signs of deterioration. Yeah, so it's got the old 4 cores showing up. And, you know, it's like, it's not going to, with 6 gigabytes of RAM, it's going to be fine. So it's going to be good. All right, so we're down to the wire here, which is, excuse me, is the benchmarking. So this is the benchmarking software I use for old computers because I can run it on almost everything that I own. And it gives me a pretty good idea of what this thing can do. So let's give it a try. Yeah, closed all other things. Okay, let's see what happens. It's doing the old integer operations. So this is obviously the CPU stuff. This will give us an idea of what it can do. All right, let's see. It's usually the graphics that bomb. Oh, there's it. Here we go. This is it. This is where it all happens. This tells you where you're at with your graphics. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. 105 frames per minute. And again, a hard drive test. All right, let's get a read on this thing. So yeah, 659. That's pretty good. It's actually quite good. So usually it's the thing that kills the score is the graphics. But at, you know, 26 for a score for the graphics, it's fine because it'll run 3D graphics, basic stuff, at 90 frames per second. So that's well within a reasonable amount for most of your applications. I don't really game much, but you could probably game on this thing okay, you know, depending on if it's as long as it's not demanding, right? But, you know, an older game for sure. Yeah, there you go, guys. So not bad. Good score for the, you know, it's always the graphics in a laptop that always takes the beating, right? But anyway, there you have it. So that's my find. That's my Inspiron. So yeah, I know this isn't probably going to get the views that my other stuff is getting these days. My movie review stuff. I don't know what to call my stuff. I don't review movies. I kind of give you like a kind of a taste of what it's about, and you let you guys watch it for yourself. I don't like to review movies because people give away too much. I review laptops though. There's no secrets about these ones. I don't give you a little taste of this laptop. I give you the full on benchmarking, everything. That's pretty cool. There it is. It's got some hand. Yeah, you can see the scratches now. Yeah, lots of scratches. But hey, it works. Good laptop. So that's going to be it, guys. That's my little video, my little Value Village find. You know, I picked these up for about, I think with tax, it came to about 40 bucks or something. They're not bad, you know, for a computer, right? And this one, you know, it's in pretty good shape. Well, it isn't in great shape, but it's, you know, it'll run. I can take it to the little coffee shop and do whatever I want on it. Typically, I find these things are great for the kinds of stuff I do. You know, lots of retro projects I love using this kind of stuff for. So maybe we will scoot over here and take a look at the side because it's tradition. So yeah, it's got an HDMI and a eSATA. So if you got, my little tip for you is a lot of people are getting rid of their PVRs, and a lot of them are just like basically eSATA systems, hard drives. You can just use that as your backup system if you really want to, and they're usually dirt cheap at a thrift store. All right, here you go. So there's not much in the front. Oh, I was trying to do this well, and I'm not doing a very good job because that's my video style. Okay, so there's your, like I said already, it's got the old DVD there, and you got some earphones and mic, and you got the old, what is that? Is that a, yeah, there you go. So that's the old USB. And can I get the back? Oh, can I? It's gonna be tricky. Oh, I got her. All right. So here we go. Continue to lock. USBs. Your old networking port. Not much else. Battery's gone in this thing, unfortunately. But, you know, you couldn't replace it. Power port. And what's great about this, it even has a VGA. So it's got multi-plugs. That's one of the things about a certain type of era of laptops is they built them with every port going. Compare that to any kind of Apple device, and they just take away port after port after port till you get nothing. These things, you could plug anything into it. And you know, I've picked up a bunch of old monitors. I use them at work even. You know, they're great, you know, and you can, this one could take even a VGA. So VGA, you know, HDMI, things multifaceted. So that's going to be it, guys. That's my putting the tech back in hobby tech, aside from my movie stuff. Hope you like it, and we'll talk to you again in the next video.